Watch who?
Hello.
And welcome to Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
I'm a Doctor Who fan.
And I'm new to watching Who.
Watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
Happy Christmas!
Yay!
Yep, here we are. Very early Christmas. Well, depending when you're listening to this. Oh my god. The Christmas tree is moving. Ah!
I'm not going to lie. Watching a Christmas film in June was... Christmas episode, in June was very strange. And this was a very Christmas episode.
Well, Doctor Who at Christmas, yeah. I mean, you don't think of them as hand in hand, but this is where it all begins, the tradition of the Doctor Who Christmas special. And surprisingly, it does work quite well, I think. But before we get into today's episode, the Christmas invasion, monumental, beginning of series 2, beginning of a new Doctor. It's got a lot going on. I was going to do some updates. Oh yeah, guess what?
What?
I'm going to meet Peter Davison on Saturday.
You? Oh my god!
So he's on my list. I have met him like once before when I was about 13, 14. He was signing like a CD in a shop, and I didn't get a photo, and he was chatting to somebody else, signed the thing, went. It was very uneventful. Bit of a disappointment, to be honest.
Okay.
He was asking someone where his Diet Coke is or something, and then he just signed my name and I moved on. That was it. So we've got a lot to sort out when I go. On Saturday, there's a local Comic-Con. So Peter Davison, I'm coming to see you. Finally, I'll get a photo and some signatures.
So who have you not, who's still alive that you could? Is that like one of the last ones, really?
In terms of doctors?
Yeah. Well, obviously not Shooty, but...
Shooty, Jodie... Have I forgotten someone? Oh, David Tennant. I've not met David Tennant. Not met David Tennant, because that Comic-Con I went to where they were all announced, it was Peter Davison and him were announced when I was there, and it sold out straight away. I couldn't get a ticket, because they were... Yeah, so... Yeah, I haven't met David Tennant.
Have you done Peter Capaldi?
Yeah, he was there. Yeah. Yeah, I got him.
Got him.
So yes, got him. So it'd be great to get a photo with Peter Davison, and it's like selfie only. There's no actual photographer there, so my chances
great.
have immediately gone up. I mean, it's £25 for a blooming photo on your own phone. Hopefully, it will all go well. So I will report back once I've seen him.
Oh, I can't wait.
Sylvester McCoy's there as well, but I'm not seeing him again. Me and him are done. Too many photos and him ignoring me. What else? Oh, and also, I might have to just put on our Patreon chat just to check with everybody. And we haven't discussed this, but we need to start thinking about it quite soon. We're doing the spin-offs, yeah?
I don't know. I'm doing as I'm told, mate. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I think we should.
We might
Let us know.
Kill some time at this rate.
Let us know, everybody. Because, yeah, it will add on quite a bit of time. But the spin-offs sort of start fairly soon, so I just need to work out when in between series they all happen and everything. Guys, are we doing the spin-offs? I think we should. It does add to what's going on in the new series. We are getting to a time when everything is tying together quite nicely, so I think we should, and my full intention is to do it. I just need to double check that we're doing things in the right order. So that'll be coming up soon, everyone. And I think that's it really for updates. So, the Christmas invasion.
In June.
Well, and a new Doctor as well.
Here we are then. London, Earth, solar system, isn't it? Jackie, Ricky, blimey. No. Hold on. We're there. What was I going to say? There was something I had to tell you. Something important. What was it? No, hold on. Oh, I know. Merry Christmas.
I was trying to remember, when I first heard it was David Tennant, because, all the stuff with Christopher Eccleston leaving was in the papers and the lead up. 2000 and when was it? Where are we? 2005. There's internet around, but I wasn't really on fan sites. I don't know any Doctor Who fans at this point. So there's no one to sort of discuss it with or anything. I think I was getting my information from maybe the BBC website, if there was anything, but it was mainly from Doctor Who magazine with David Tennant as the Doctor on the front. That is my
memory. Look at it! Look at it, Mark.
That is my memory of really finding out that this is the Doctor, and this is August 2005. This issue would have come out just as the other series was finishing. So I think the previous issue might have said New Doctor David Tennant. And let's talk about David Tennant, because obviously you know him. We all know him. He's like the Tom Baker of the new series. He's like the Doctor that people, the general public, would know as the Doctor, because it's such a success. But he's sort of completely unknown at this point. He hasn't done a lot of stuff. I'm just trying to think. It's the same thing with any Doctor. You're like, oh, there's a new Doctor. Well, I like the old one. And then you see that first episode and you're like, oh yeah, that's the Doctor now. And then you just sort of move on. Because it was sad when Christopher Eccleston left.
It was sad.
The series is finished with Christopher Eccleston in June, July. This is on at Christmas. And then the new series starts the next Easter again. So there must have not been a big break in between filming. They must have had to carry it on. It's starting, it's just continuing on. My big memories around this time as well, because I'm at uni, this was when...
Where were you when you watched this, Mark? That's what I want to know. Home?
No, I was at uni. I didn't go home that Christmas.
No!
Because...
Mark, I was like, Mark must have been at home.
No, because I got a temp job at Christmas at Woolworths. This was my Woolworths era. Worst job ever. What?
I wasn't expecting you to say I had a temp job at Woolworths. You're at the co-op every weekend.
I had the co-op and Woolworths, and I worked for my university at this time. Well, I didn't mean to get a job at Woolworths, because this was my, when was it? It wasn't second year. Yeah, it must have been second year. I was in my second year at uni. Oh yeah, because I would have gone back in September, and this was the Christmas time. And we all went back, and I don't know, everyone goes around, looking for a part-time job or whatever. So I just went around with everybody.
Yeah, and everybody, you already had that.
Well, I had a bit of a part-time job working at the university in the media bit, and everybody was applying for jobs at Woolworths. So I was like, I'll do it as well. I'm the only one that blimmin' got the job, though. Didn't I? I got the job. And I thought I would be on the tills, because that's what I sort of did at the co-op. But I wasn't. It was it was stacking the shelves up in the lead up to Christmas. It felt like I worked there for 6 months. I was there for about 3 months at the most, from October to just to Christmas. That was it. And I only did a couple of days a week. I mean, I've told you about Woolworths. It's the worst job I've ever done.
Not much about Woolworths at all. You've told me about being in Woolworths as a kid. You've never ever mentioned you worked in Woolworths.
Okay, I've got my uniform somewhere still.
No,
okay.
Mark, this has never
guys.
ever come up about you working in Woolworths.
I'm sure I have. Anyway, let's just do a bit of Woolworths before we get into Christmas Invasion.
You've told me about
Sorry, everyone.
Stealing things and then feeling guilty, so you took stuff back.
That wasn't me. What are you talking about? I never stole from Woolworths.
Didn't you say something once? You said something like...
No, okay, I was looking at some CDs in a record shop,
yeah,
and I was going to go and get them, and I absent-mindedly walked out.
There we are, that was it.
No, I literally just stepped outside the shop, and I was like, I've still got these in my hand, and walked back. That's not going in shoplifting or anything.
No, I could have sworn maybe you didn't.
I have not shoplifted. Can we just say this right now?
What, Mark? No, you've not. I think I read it on Fesshole.
It's not me.
I could have sworn. I was like, no, actually, it's a Fess. Someone took something from Woolworths and felt guilty and then returned it to Woolworths, and they feel they bankrupt Woolworths.
Anyway, well, the thing about Woolworths is as well, it was exciting to work there, because this is when, I'm trying to tie into Doctor Who, Doctor Who merchandise was starting to be in the shops again, and they had the big gold Dalek, radio controlled Daleks, and I remember being a big shelf of them, and I was like, wow, I'm working in Woolworths. And they had the Doctor Who DVDs and stuff. Can I just say, Woolworths, the CD and DVD people are their own separate thing. They don't talk to anyone else. They do their own thing. I had nothing to do with CDs and DVDs, which I was a bit upset about.
Ah.
Anyway, so what I'll just quickly go into it and how terrible it was. So when the store shut at 5, that's when you arrive. So it was like 5 to like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it was a couple of days a week. So you go in, and first off, okay, everyone that works in retail can agree with me here. It's the most ridiculous thing. What you had to do, and there was quite a few temp people there, and people had been there for years and years. You'd go in and you had to face up. So you tidied up all the shelves, right? So you brought everything forward. If stuff had sold out, you took the ticket off the shelf, moved everything along, so you made it the shop look really nice, okay?
Yeah.
For the next day. And if stuff had sold out, you closed up that gap, so there was no gaps on the shelf.
Yeah.
Right? You had to do that for the first hour, okay? Then you would have to go and stack the shelves. So you'd have your own cages and your own sections. So you bring down, you then have to stack the shelves and if there was something that didn't have a label that had sold out, you'd have to go and print off the label, put it back, make space for it, and put it on the shelf. And then tidy up.
You had to fill the gaps and then potentially unfill the gaps.
Yeah. And I was like, why don't we just face up at the end of the night? But the idea was that there wouldn't be enough time, so they had to have it all nice and ready before. And in my mind, I was like, this is ridiculous. And you'd spend ages doing it. I'd do it really quickly thinking, I'm going to undo all this in a minute. And we had this really horrible like manager, and she's like, you're not doing it good enough. You need to stay down there. Like, she made us like, it was really like strict. And I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing, because I spend all my time taking off these tickets. Then you've got to go and reprint them all again. It was the most ridiculous thing.
Why don't you just keep them in your pocket?
I don't know. I
didn't know
anyway. Anyway, I was on household for a bit, and this horrible lady, Caroline, I'm going to name her. And then I got promoted to stationery and Crayola, which was like the kids' arts and crafts section as well.
Big move.
That was my bit. That was my bit. I also got, I'm over it now. I got like PTSD from like the handle on the, you know, those lifts where you do the cage across and you go up. There would be static, so you get like electric shock every time you touched it. So I would get really like fun, like going up and down. I'd be like, I don't want to go in the lift. And they'd be like, I get static shocks all the time. It was horrible. So I had that going on. Big warehouse upstairs. I had all my stationery area. Anyway, what happened was, my first mistake was there was Barbie stationery, and there was like obviously like the Barbie toys and stuff. I can't remember what happened. Basically, I stacked the Barbie stationery with the Barbie stuff and not with the other stationery or something like that. Anyway, I was on the shop floor and I heard her shout, Mark, get over here now. And she had a massive go at me. And I was like, and then all the other people like who'd been there for years were like, oh, you're in Caroline's bad books now. You're not going to get out of it. She'd be really horrible to some people. We'd be on the floor and then she'd be like, right, everyone, you can all go up to the break room. I brought a casserole in for everyone. You're all going to have some of my casserole. Apart from you and you haven't done good enough. You need to stay down here. You're not getting my casserole. She'd be like really like horrible.
He sounds awful.
But I did like being near all the Doctor Who toys and stuff. And also, just to say as well, I'm sorry, I've started now.
Yeah,
I've started. This should be like.
You've never ever talked about working at Woolworths.
Sorry, guys. If you want Christmas Invasion, press 30 seconds or whatever.
Mark, can I just say, just before this, you were like, I have nothing to say for Gallifrey gossip. And you've basically just filled an entire Gallifrey gossip on Woolworths.
No, this is like for everyone. I was only going to mention Woolworths bit, but you got me going now. What else happened? Oh, yeah. So you do like, I think I was on like Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays or something. And then there'd be another team that did the alternative days.
Yeah.
So we're all in there. And then she says to everyone, oh, if you don't already work Thursdays, you now need to work Thursdays because it's coming up to Christmas. I didn't have to do an extra day because my 3 days are in Thursdays. But if your 3 days wasn't in Thursdays, you would have to do a fourth day, which didn't seem particularly fair. And there was this really nice woman, I can't remember her name now. She was like, well, I work the other days because I can't work Thursdays because I can't get childcare. And Caroline just went, well, you should have thought of that before you took the job then, shouldn't you? See you on Thursday. And I was like, oh my God. And there was a day as well, lead up to Christmas. She's like, right, everyone has to be in tomorrow. I'm like, I don't work that day. And she's like, well, you have to now. I'm like, no. And I remember saying like, I won't be in. I've said I've got uni or something. It was just really horrible. And you were supposed to finish at 10. Just before 10, she'd give you this massive job, and sometimes you'd be there till like midnight,
Were you paid
1
for that time?
o'clock. I mean, the disappointment when I got my first paycheck and it was like hardly anything. And I was like, I've gone through all of this for like nothing. Why am I even doing this?
Yeah.
I got ahead. So you get your cages of stuff and you had like 2 or 3 in an hour or so. I would get ahead and finish before everyone else. So she'd give me like 2 more cages. And she'd be like, great, you know, doing all me stationery and everything. Except she'd give me 2 more and then she'd be like, right, everyone, it's 10 o'clock, you know, you're all done. Oh, look, Mark's still going. Someone give him a hand. I'm like, I'm doing 2 extra cages you've just given me. That's why I'm still going. She's like, oh, you know, you need to speed up a bit. Like, whatever you did
Wasn't good enough.
You couldn't win. So then I started to slow down on purpose because I didn't want to get the extra stuff because she'd have a go at me for stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it was just horrendous, the whole thing. Anyway, that's when I noticed sort of Doctor Who stuff started being in the shops around. That was like the big Christmas where they got like Daleks and stuff in. That was cool. But I'm sorry everyone, when Woolworths was shut down a few years later, I was like, good, they've all lost their jobs. They deserve it. They were horrible people.
Which one was this in then?
This was at uni in High Wycombe.
In High Wycombe.
I've sort of named and saved everyone. But actually, the actual manager of the shop, she was really nice. I think there was something going on with her. She was like crying a lot of the time. And I think I called in sick once because I just didn't want to go in. And my uni friends, she went in. she went and she's like, oh, I went into Woolworths earlier. And you know that manager that you said's really horrible? I walked behind her and went, bitch, and followed her around. I was like, which one? She was like, the one in the suit. I was like, no, that's the nice manager, not the horrible one.
Oh my God. The one who cried all day.
Anyway, because then you had to work Christmas Day. No, not Christmas Day, sorry, Christmas Eve or Boxing Day or something.
Classic retail.
And so that's why I ended up staying. It wasn't... Anyway, so Christmas Invasion does remind me of Woolworths a little bit. So let's get on to the story, everyone. Thanks for bearing with. Sorry if anybody did work at Woolworths.
They might have had a great time at Woolworths. It was just the High Wycombe one.
So we start off Christmas Invasion, very similar to Rose. It zooms in. It's nearly almost the same beginning as Rose. And we're back on Earth. Jackie and Mickey hear the TARDIS. So we've got...
You can tell it's been filmed on a sunny day.
Can you?
Oh, yeah. It's really warm and sunny that day. It looks bright and sunny. It's probably been filmed like in June as I'm watching it now.
Well, yeah, it's not like
it's not wintry at all.
It's not winter, but we've got all of these other returning characters. We're going back to the beginning, which I suppose is a good idea because with a new Doctor, you want as many familiar things around you as possible. And, you know, Rose takes a lot of this story. So it's good that Rose was that lead before because she is our main character. Because the Doctor in this, it's a bit like the Fifth Doctor's one. He's not in a box the whole time, but he is unconscious for a lot of the time, which I suppose all the Doctors are a little bit, aren't they?
So I did enjoy this in the end, but the first 30 minutes of it or so were difficult. It was a bit of a roller coaster. It started up, then it really dipped for me, and then it went back up again.
Oh my God, I never even contemplated that you wouldn't like this. Why was it difficult?
Because when he was unconscious, it reminded me of Peter Davidson in a box for 3 episodes or whatever it was. Was it Peter Davidson or who was it in the box?
Yeah, it's Peter Davidson in the box, yeah.
Oh, talk about memory. That never happens. Can we just enjoy that a moment? Thank you. I was thinking, who was it in the box? Peter Davidson. Peter Davidson in a box. And how frustrating that was when you just want to see the Doctor you just want to see the Doctor doing the Doctor. And for me, if I'm brutal, this felt like it was a 45-minute story that's been stretched to 60. Look at Mark.
Yeah, but it's always different with a new Doctor. And isn't it different this time that you've got Rose and Jackie and Mickey and everyone and all of that going on?
It's like, Mark, for me, it starts really strong. Okay, let's just get into this now. Let's just do it now. The start is great. I loved the sort of throwback to having the outside as a Fraser when we have the this time we have the Santa's there.
Yeah, so back to our Hal's location,
Right.
department store.
That is never referenced again in the entire story.
Yeah, okay, so the Santas are a bit of a weird one, but I think you've got to get
we have something
Santa
that is taking over inanimate objects and also comes to the house to do that, and then we are never referencing that again.
No, okay, I do understand.
Let's just get that out of the way now. So it starts off really high. I was like really into it. Right? I was like, oh, this is cool. Loving the tree stuff. Loved all that. Like, I loved him coming out, being like, make it, and then all that, and like, what's this? He collapses, right? And then it just went on. And when she is, I mean, she's blubbering. He comes to, he says like, I'm not well. I'm, he says all this stuff. He comes to, he stands there, he stops them. She says like, save me or something. He comes to, does save her, stops them, they go away, never to be seen again. We'll come back to that, I'm sure. But we won't actually, because that's it. We never see them again.
No, I will come back to that.
Right. And then he explains like everything. He explains, I've too much energy. Oh, this thing's coming out of my mouth. This is doing stuff. There's real danger. He collapses again. He has explained everything. Goes back to bed. And then she stood at that doorway weeping. Like, he's gone. I'm thinking, he's just told you everything, love. He's literally just come to and explained everything. Like, what more do you need from him?
He's gone. The doctor's gone. He left me, Mum. Left me, Mum.
I found it all a bit padding-y, if I'm padding outy, not Paddington the bear, padding outy, that bit. I enjoyed all the unit stuff. I enjoyed seeing the Prime Minister back and all that. I enjoyed the references of Torchwood, like what is Torchwood and all that.
Okay, yeah, we'll come back to that.
Right? I loved the bit with Jackie going, all that stuff. What do you soup and sandwich? Cracked me up royally. Like, all of that, brilliant. It just, for me, I was like, are we going to have another Doctor in a Box sort of scenario? That's so disappointing for Christmas Day. You want to see the new Doctor doing stuff, right? And half of it, he is asleep.
I see what you mean.
Half of that episode, the Doctor is asleep. When he is awake, he's fantastic. And the end makes up for it. When he's up and like, I'm totally up and I'm on board with this and it's brilliant. And I'm there with it. But for half of it, he is asleep.
But I think this story as well is introducing the audience to regeneration. We had that bit at the end where he turns into someone else. And a bit like Rose meeting the Doctor through her eyes, we're seeing the regenerations and the effects of that through her eyes. So I think we do have to have that time with Rose. And
to me, it was too much time. It was too much time.
But then that's the anticipation. You're waiting till the end to see what this new Doctor's like. You're not going to switch off because you want to wait him to wake up. Maybe that's part of it as well. But it's always like this for a Doctor's first story. That it's never, they're always a bit funny. At least he's not up and about, doing different impressions and stuff. At least when he wakes up, and that's the hero moment to come in and defeat the Sycorax and everything. I really liked it. It went really quickly for me. I really liked it because I'm happy enough to watch Rose and her family.
There was a lot of just major blubbers. I liked when Jackie was sat with him, and they had their conversation. I get all that, but when she sat, I was thinking, this is a Rose. I'm sorry, this is the Rose that saved the universe. That literally went back in time and stared into the TARDIS, and now she's blubbering after the Doctor has just explained to her what has happened.
But also, he's completely changed.
Yeah, but she's seen it happen. It's not like he's turned up at her door completely different. She was there. She saw it happen. He also woke up and said that there's been entire conversations. She's seen aliens all over the place. This isn't her best rodeo, Mark, in alien life.
Yeah, I know, but for the Doctor, to completely do that, and she says, how could he just do that? She never knew that was a possibility.
He said that, then he woke up. He explains everything that's going on to her. He explains, I've too much energy. I need time to rest. He says all that. And then, but then I liked, I enjoyed the whole, them getting in the TARDIS, we're safe in here. Then they end up on the thing. All that, brilliant. Like I said, then it went back up. Revived by a cup of tea, whatever. I'll take it. It's very British. I'll buy it. I was like, as soon as that tea spilled, I was like, he's going to be woken up by a fucking cup of tea. I'm telling you, I was like, he's going to be woken up by a fucking cup of tea. And then he comes out, he was like, oh, I just needed a cup of tea. And I was like, fuck's sake, of course he did. It's Christmas Day.
No, I like that. I think that's great.
Christmas Day, and it's British, of course he was.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back a minute. Let's go back to the Santas. Let's go back to the Santas, because I do understand about the Santas. It did confuse me a little bit when I first watched it. I was like, what is the point of them? Why is that? I mean, one, I think it's because it's a cool thing to see.
It's really cool.
But they do explain it. They do explain why that's happening. This whole pilot fish thing. So that's when Mickey looks up. And the doctor says, oh, they're pilot, when he sees them at the estate. They've beamed down, so they are alien robot things, obviously being disguised on Earth. So they have come down from the Sycorax thing, or around that. The smaller, like, advanced party, like, looking at seeing what Earth is like. That's what it is. And obviously they've detected they know that there's the doctor, I think.
But then why is it that the
because that's his energy going
why
up.
Is it then later the Sycorax didn't have that knowledge until they were playing with the TARDIS?
I don't think they knew about the TARDIS, but they detected the Doctor's energy. So they obviously thought that the race was like that, I think. I mean, yeah, okay. It doesn't really stand up to like analysis that much, but they are the advanced party thing. That's what the pilot fish Santas are. But they're cool. They're the Santas, the robot
They look
Santas.
great.
It looks great.
Like I said, I really enjoyed them. I enjoyed a sort of a throwback to like the first episode
and I'm sure House of Fraser got a payment out of it to keep the shop going for a bit longer.
Yeah, probably kept them going for another year. So
yeah, and you want that bit of sort of action stuff at Christmas as well. Love seeing Harriet Jones return.
Loved that too. Yeah, I loved a bit of Harry.
Again, returning characters just to be familiar, that's to show that it is the same series. And she's Prime Minister now as well. Let's just talk about Harriet Jones. There is UNIT. I'm glad you noticed that there's UNIT, but it's not like stated a lot. A bit like...
It's on the door. As they come in, it says UNIT on the door.
A bit like in the Slovene one, where there was someone that said they were from UNIT, but it's not like we're meeting the Brigadier or there's reference to it. It's just a military organisation.
Well, I only know it's UNIT because as they entered, on the door it says UNIT.
Yeah, so it's a nice little reference. They're not like going too far into it. And Harriet Jones is there.
No.
Under the Tower of London, there she is. She's a bit like, I mean, I know you've seen
into Cardiff Castle with the thing in the background superimposed.
I thought that was the entrance to Cardiff Castle.
Yeah, it's definitely the entrance to Cardiff Castle with what is it, that London building that looks like
the Gherkin.
The Gherkin superimposed in the background.
Yeah, but then there is a bit outside the Tower of London. I think it's a real Tower of London or something. There is a bit.
Cardiff Castle for sure. That entrance was Cardiff Castle.
So she's down there. She is a little bit like an early, like Kate Lethbridge Stewart. You know, when obviously you've seen her, like Lethbridge Stewart in the modern series in the Unit HQ. It's a little bit like that. It's the same kind of setup in a way. I could see Penelope Wilton playing Kate Lethbridge Stewart quite well, or vice versa. So she's there and she is dealing with the situation. And let's just skip ahead to the end because she says, I mean, you notice that there's a Torchwood reference. So I think Torchwood reference is going to be our bad wolf for this series. So let's keep an eye out for that. She has that decision. She gets Torchwood ready to shoot the Sycorax down because there's no sign of the Doctor. He's asleep for most of the episode, and she does the plea and everything, and they're looking for him. And you think it's all right. I mean, skipping to the end, The Doctor saved everyone. They're all really happy. And then she goes and does it anyway and gets Torchwood to blow up the thing.
That was murder.
That was defense. It's adapted from alien technology. A ship that fell to Earth 10 years ago.
But they were leaving.
You said yourself, Doctor. They'd go back to the stars and tell others about the Earth. I'm sorry, Doctor, but you're not here all the time. You come and go. It happened today. Mr. Llewellyn and the Major. They were murdered. They died right in front of me while you were sleeping. In which case, we have to defend ourselves.
Britain's golden age.
It comes with a price.
That is a great moment. What do you think of her doing that?
I get why she did it, but it's a really weird moment for that character and for their relationship. And
because she's obviously she's totally different to when we first met her in the Slovene one.
Yeah.
Just sort of going around, and she, but she's in charge of the country and she has a responsibility.
Yeah, she's thinking like, you can see why she's thinking and her thoughts and like why she's made that decision, but she's not the woman that was the Harriet Jones MP for trying to sort out for her mother's home and stuff, and.
But I quite like that. I quite like it's not just that happy ending. There's that turning moment.
I think you also get a sense of who this doctor is as well in that. Well, not this doctor, but the doctor. It reminds you of his moral compass. And actually, again, I'll come back to it. He spares his life, but once I've jumped backwards here. What was it? Not Slovene. Sycorax. When he was charging for him and he drops him off that cliff, brilliant bit of editing, and the deadpanness of it. What was it he said? Something like, I don't give second
chances or something. Yeah,
I'm the sort that doesn't give second chances or something like that.
It sets up the Doctor really well. This story.
Really.
But I really love that Harriet Jones moment. I think that's a really clever moment because it's that moral dilemma that Doctor Who does really well. And you can sort of, as I say, you can sort of agree with Harriet Jones, but you don't really see it. And then it's almost like they're literally
with it, but whether you would.
It's basically it's when the Brigadier blew up the Silurians and the Doctor was like, why did you do that? It's that all over again.
Yeah. Like leaving.
It's I really like that. And then she's just left there. That's great. Anyway, skipping around all over the place. What else happens in this? What have I written down? Oh, so we've got the space probe, the bit of the story. The space probe is going. That's how we find out about the Sycorax. When I was watching it, I was thinking remember there was like a rocket thing that went off, very similar.
Yeah.
So I was looking it up, and it's set. Well, it says on Wikipedia. Do you remember Beagle 2? That was a Mars lander thing.
It was, yeah.
And it went off and it went missing, didn't it?
Yeah.
On 2003, and they couldn't find it, and it was I feel like it was in the news a lot around that time.
Yeah, you're right. It was. I've forgotten about that.
And there was a guy, I think he was British or from like Gloucester or something. Anyway, I looked it up, and it says on the Wikipedia that the Doctor Who Christmas Invasion was inspired by it. I don't know if that's 100% true. But I didn't realise, so that thing went off to Mars and it lost contact basically and was completely lost.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise they found it. 2015, January 2015, something else went off there and found it. So it had landed, but there was like something wrong with it, so it couldn't like communicate with Earth. So I didn't realise that. But that's what it's based on, which is quite clever. Like just taking something from the news like that, the everyday and everything. And again, like the Slovene one, it's all reported on the news, so we get all the news reporters. And I didn't mention, there's that American news reporter, Trinity Wells.
Trinity Wells. I didn't know she had a name.
She's called Trinity Wells because we need to do Trinity Wells Watch, because she was in the last series. Whenever they do like, it's around the world. So, you have the BBC guy.
Yeah.
You have the American. She is the American. Every time it's Trinity Wells.
Really?
So we'll keep an eye out for her. Oh, and there's a nice little reference as well. When the spaceship goes over London, you can see Big Ben has got scaffolding all around it because that alien spaceship crashed in last time.
Yeah,
That's really
I
nice.
did notice that. I liked that reference.
That's a nice touch. Yeah, so then there's quite a lot with Mickey and Rose. Actually, what do you think? Mickey and Rose are getting on after we left them last time.
Yeah, he had his wet moment towards the start and then he picked up for me again. Right at the start of like, the Doctor, I wouldn't leave you or something like that. I was like, for God's sake, Mickey, get over it.
It's a bit of the same stuff.
It's the same shirt.
It is the same stuff, yeah.
Same shirt, different story. Do you know what I mean?
So at what point? And then as it goes on, we have the Sycorax stuff. I thought that was really scary. And then the blood type, everyone goes up on the roof.
Yeah, that's a really scary moment. Really clever.
That is a good moment. I was just thinking though, I could not tell you what my blood type is.
I haven't got a clue. I was thinking the same thing. I do not know my blood type at all. Although, in my phone is a blood type.
In your phone?
Yeah, in my health app. I was looking at it like 2 weeks by chance, and in there is my blood type. And I was like, is it just in there as like a standard, or have I put that in? I don't think I knew my blood type.
I wouldn't have a clue at all. I absolutely wouldn't have a clue. I know I'm allergic to tetanus, but that's all I could tell you.
Because of my epilepsy, I can't have my blood taken.
Ah.
So I've never had it taken or anything.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just one of those things you think you would know, but I bet a lot of people just don't
Most
know.
people I don't think know their blood type.
Yeah, that's funny, isn't it?
I always think it's a very American thing to know your blood type.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know why.
Is it because you just watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy?
Absolutely. It's just something, it never comes up in the British dramas, but in the American, House, they talk a lot about blood types, don't they? What's your blood type?
So we should find out, and then we'll know if we were on the roof or not.
What was it? A negative or something on the roof, or A positive?
I can't remember, but they came to that conclusion very quickly. That guy on the computer was like, da-da-da. And again, another a really good visual thing, and a good visual thing you can show around the world. So you've got everyone in Rome, and that's a really great thing. It's happening around the world, everyone. It's on the news, and we've put people on all the landmarks are there, so it's happening around the world.
It was the COVID of its time when she's making her statements, and then the real life implications of.
So, what do you think about the actual Sycorax then?
I think they are really scary. I really liked the not being able to understand them and the translator thing, and then as it came through as a doctor, I thought that was really clever.
That's really good, because I think we had it explained at the beginning of the series that it translates for Rose and everything. She knows that as well. It's a really clever way of actually using that.
It was a really clever way for you as an audience, because then it comes through, and then her sort of dawn on it. You as an audience, you're before it happens, you're seeing it happening, what? Really good. That, when he says, oh, they could be like us, and as his face was coming off, I was thinking, no, they're not. For me, are they going to be a classic villain? No. But I think they serve their purpose for a Christmas episode.
I feel like just the look of them is much more detailed and elevated than anything we actually had in the last series.
Yeah.
I feel like they've done, they're getting to know what they can and can't do.
Yeah.
I feel like the prosthetics are really, really good, really strong. And you get action.
Off his mask, and that face there is hideous.
Well, everyone gets beamed aboard, don't they? So Harriet and everyone is up on the spaceship. And then, obviously the Doctor wakes up, and there he is. It's great that he's all in his dress again pajamas doing all of that stuff on the ship. That's a very Doctor Who thing.
What's his name? Howard's?
Yeah. Yeah. Just all of Jackie's lines and all those little jokes and everything, they just land.
They absolutely
perfectly.
Land. All
that is what you
with Jackie is brilliant. Jackie, this is an excellent. For me, this is a brilliant Jackie. I'd say Dr. Jackie Rose, actually.
Yeah. Well, because that's why I don't mind the Doctor being it, because you've got all that entertainment, and that you sort of want a lighter stuff, like all that comedy stuff in when you're watching at Christmas as well. I think that's part of it. This had everything in it. It's like a family action. You can see it
when she went to go and
everybody.
get that dinner and sees it leave, and she's coming back with and it's I was laughing at that. It's really good. I was like, of course, do you know
what? I meant to look up. There's a short story in a Doctor Who book called The Christmas Inversion, and it's set with Jackie when everybody else is up in the spaceship.
Oh, it's that time when she's stuck on her.
The third Doctor and Joe Grant are sent. The Master sends them out of time or something, and she meets them while that's all happening, and she thinks, oh no, he's done it again. She meets John Pertwee and the Master and everything. Oh, I can't remember it all now, but it's really funny. It's Jackie and that lot get all caught up because something to do with the signal for the Sycorax ship infiltrates UNIT in the 70s or something, and then they get anyway, and it's all of that. There's a little short story set with her and that lot while they're all up there.
Yeah,
she's dealing with all that down there. Oh, I'll have to dig that out. I meant to so that's why I don't mind. And then the Doctor, I mean, you can see, you sort of know David Tennant's portrayal, so it's not anything new, but you can see he is that right from the beginning.
Yeah, he knows what he is.
It is there, because sometimes the Doctor takes a little bit of time, doesn't he? We don't really see the Doctor until the next story or something, but he is right there. That's the same David Tennant that was in the 60ths and right up, all of these series. He's right there. And he just completely takes over, knows exactly what he's doing. I mean, the whole story, it's very simple. He just takes over as a fight and does,
But he
takes over.
plays
But it's
it.
not about that.
He has good play about with it. It's a silly accent. So there's like nods to like the previous. You can tell this is someone that is a fan of Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, he knows what he's doing. Yeah.
This is someone that is like sort of nodding to the past and taking forward in their own interpretation.
Yeah, and you have to follow on from Christopher Eccleston, who made it such a success as well. You've got to feel that. It might not have worked because people might be like, what's going on? But again, he's done it, and it's just, he is the Doctor by the end of it. And I remember watching it at the time as well, because I'm not too sure, like, who is this person? And then at the end, you're like, yeah, can't wait for the next series. It's big moment, though. Big moment. We see the TARDIS wardrobe.
Oh, tell me about it. I was so excited to see the TARDIS wardrobe. So excited. I knew it was knew we were in the TARDIS as well because of the background. I was like, we are in the TARDIS wardrobe. When was the last time we saw the TARDIS wardrobe?
I don't think we saw it since the sixth Doctor was getting changed.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. It's very surprising to see it. Because they didn't have to do that. He could have just walked on and, I mean, it's as ever, just a load of clothes all over the place.
That is a proper fan throwback moment.
That is brilliant. And we're starting to get, like the unit and the TARDIS ward, we're starting to get more and more, as the series is more successful, we can reference stuff without sort of being scared of alienating the general audience, I suppose, and stuff. I mean, not that the wardrobe room would, but you know what I mean? Just to see other rooms.
Honestly, I was so excited. I was like, there's the TARDIS wardrobe. Oh my gosh. I was very excited to see the TARDIS wardrobe.
I think what they've done, I don't know, it's the same set.
Oh, it's exactly the same set, and they've just stuck a load of rails in it.
They've taken the middle bit out and just stuck. And those stairs, I think, are CGI over the top of what the console would be. They don't look like they're really there.
Yeah, they've literally took a load of rails around the.
But it's like it's windy stairs. Where are we going up? Are we going down? Where is
Mark? It's the TARDIS, and it's in the TARDIS wardrobe.
I've just thought, do we see another door apart from the
in the TARDIS?
In that TARDIS, do we see a door off anywhere?
I never think about it.
I don't think we do. We need to look out for that. I don't think we do.
Remember, Mark?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's getting better. I mean, this time, because there was no power and stuff, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as dark and green this time.
It looked quite good this time, actually, when he was on his floor. I feel it's bigger this time. I think the set's bigger.
I think it's just lit better, so you can see.
I think like when they dragged him in, it seemed bigger.
I think they're shooting down from up, aren't they? You're seeing like more of the ceiling and stuff. I think it's just a different angle. But no, I think they can light it this series. And we get a nice little montage. I mean, that's the wardrobe bit is part of the montage. Bit of music. Everyone loves that song. Okay, this is controversial. I don't particularly like it. All sort of New Who fans. I'm going to generalise here. Sorry, everyone.
All New Who fans love. So
that song, that was specially written. That's called Song for 10, I believe, with that person singing or whatever. And all the montage of Christmas and stuff. I mean, I'm not a fan of like the soundtracks. There are people that love buying like the Doctor Who soundtracks for these series and just listen to the music. I'm not a soundtrack person.
Well, you made me go to that quiz, so I know that.
Yeah, I'm not a soundtrack person at all. But everyone who loves the soundtracks loves this song. I'm just not as keen on it. I don't know. It's just.
I will never forgive you for making me go to that quiz, you know.
I know, Chris Rassilon, yeah.
How long did that quiz go on for? Like 4 hours?
A long time.
Mark's laptop died in the middle of that quiz. His laptop overheated in the middle of that quiz and he left me in it. And one of the rounds was songs from Doctor Who played backwards. Any time in Doctor Who played backwards. And I was
incidental music, yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And I was just poker facing it. I was just smiling like a Cheshire cat. Because I didn't want anyone to know how fuming I was on the inside. And then whenever we were into our little private rooms, I was like, Mark, what the fuck am I doing here?
And we get snow. I mean, because it's a Christmas special, we have to have something Christmassy. So we had the Christmas tree going, attacking, which was great.
A turkey.
And they all sit down, have Christmas dinner. I mean, this has all happened on like over 2 days. Rose only literally just got back from all
Still
of
on the phone, Jackie Nish turns up, no notice.
like, if we're doing like a timeline, which we used to do, what have we got? We've had Rose on the Weakest Link going all the way through that, all the way through this. She did maybe one night of like chill with like shopping in the market with Mickey before it all went off. And then she's on the Sycorax, and then that's it. Like, she's had a full on couple of days over Christmas. But we do get the snow, and in a typical Doctor Who way, there's an explanation for it. So actually, it's the Sycorax ship burning up, which is a pretty horrific thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Yay, Christmas!" and it's just ashes coming down. But you know that you have to explain suddenly it's snowing, and you have to have snow on a Christmas special.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
just one of those things.
Absolutely do. Yeah.
So it's the only way to do it. And then, yeah, I mean, the Doctor and Rose are going to head off again. I think it's a really good... I always say this is my favourite Christmas special. We'll see when we go through. But I think it's because it's that first one, new Doctor. It's a really easy watch for me.
I did go by. Like I say, for me, you could have chopped 10 minutes.
I think the emotional
stuff.
stuff...
when we started watching it to begin with, and they almost weren't used to a 45-minute format. It feels like they're really used to a 45-minute format when they're writing this, and they were almost struggling to make it 60.
Yeah, it could be that. I think you needed to see Rose's sort of journey through that, because...
I think her journey went on a bit too long, and things got added that didn't fit her character.
Did you see
Did
you see the Coming Soon trailer?
The start of it, but I didn't do all of it. I saw Sarah Jane.
Because that's always really exciting. Because obviously they must have been filming quite far ahead.
Well, then I thought, this is probably a lot, so I stopped.
Just watching that at Christmas, that was part of the excitement of watching the Christmas special, because you usually got bigger trailer for what is coming up for the series.
I don't even get that anymore.
No, I know. Don't even get that. But that was really exciting at the time to see that stuff, because, yeah, obviously they were still making it, but to have all of that as well, being like, wow, what is that? And then all the speculation of all those clips, you'd have like a couple of months till Easter to be like, oh, what's that going to be about? What's that?
Where did you, before Twitter, where did you go to talk about Doctor Who stuff then?
Well, as I was saying, I didn't.
You just didn't? There wasn't like a place...
To other fans? Well, okay, so there's
there must have been a place on the internet. I don't know where it would have been, but...
There's like one called Gallifrey Base, which I just look at now. I've never posted on there.
Yeah.
So, but I wasn't looking on there then. We didn't have Facebook then, even. Didn't have Twitter. So I was getting Doctor Who magazine, but, you know, more people were talking about it just generally as it got, you know, as we go into this time, and fans are being created by watching the Christmas Invasion, you know? So, yeah, I'm surprised that you didn't think this was like an amazing one.
Maybe when I look back and compare it with any other future ones, I might change my mind, but probably a 7 out of 10.
Interestingly, though, this is what Peter Davison visited the set when they were filming this.
Really?
There's a picture of him meeting David Tennant on set.
Oh,
I think he brought his kids to see the filming. So
there you go.
We will go on to the actual series then. So the first episode is called New Earth.
Okay, New Earth. Well, I guess he did say at the end it is a new Earth now. Now you've made that choice.
Well, we'll see you all next time for that one. And hopefully we'll met Peter Davison as well. So I'll tell you about that, everyone. If it goes however well it went. Hope everybody, if you did work at Woolworths, you're doing all right now. And you can follow us on the socials at 2WatchWho and on Patreon at 2WatchWho. Yeah, and we'll see you all very soon. Do you know what? We haven't done an outro for a long time. I need to start thinking of some outros.
Oh, look, the tree's going away now.
Yes.
Bye.
Right. Bye.
2WatchWho.